What's going on, y'all? It's Sagi back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the video game theory. Basically, my perception of the video game theory is if you could live your life as basically a 2K character, but instead of focusing all your attributes on basketball, you focused it on what your passion was. For instance, I graded myself on morality, discipline, power, wealth, music, and videography because that's my passion and it feels like that's my end goal. That's my mission as of right now. I got a 75 overall, but basically, these things that I graded myself on, I used to just think, morality, am I a good person? Am I a bad person? Like, I couldn't really break it down further, but then I got this idea by Alex Hormozy. Alex Hormozy is some business guru. He's dope as fuck. I bought both of his books. I like listening to him. I like listening to his podcast and Chris Williams. That shit was fire. This is what I got the idea from. He talks about a skill like something like morality. It's not just one thing, which is morality. Morality is like morality is a set of like 20 different skills. So I broke morality up as universal principles and decision making. And I broke universal principles up into different things like how proactive am I? Am I a battery to others? Do I charge others up? Do other people feel energized when I'm around them? Am I playful? Am I loving? Am I kind? Am I not taking everything too serious? Am I relaxed in my demeanor? Focus. How focused am I really? How much do I have to put towards my mission? If I have all this time, how much do I spend towards my mission and how much do I spend distracting myself, doing screen time, bullshit like that. Now, universal principles that also went into faith, loyalty, relationships, friends, and family. And I rated all of that out of 100. And then I did decision making. Decision making broke up to three things: problem solving, goal achieving, and openness to ideas. I'll show you what the graph looks like. Hold on. I spent like 6 hours doing this today. Hopefully, y'all can see it. Y'all want to take a screenshot? But basically, this was one of the things I did out of the six that I had, and they all look like this to an extent. I kind of switched up my style throughout it, just to see what would fit, because some of them had a lot more, some of them had a lot less. And then I did music. Where am I at in engineering? How do I break down engineering? So it's recording, leveling, vocals. How good am I at recording my audio and having it sound crisp and comparing it to the greatest artist of all time? Where do I lie on that? I got myself an 82 because recording within itself, I feel like I'm pretty solid. It's the vocal enhancing where I kind of had trouble. Now the leveling, 72. It's hard for me to mix and master the way I want to, but I feel like I'm consistently learning, and the more I show up, I do better. Vocals. I got a 63 because I'm not really too good at learning the auto tune as of yet. I know how to apply it, but the voice that I want, I can't really get it how I want it. If I go to an engineer, they get it how I want it basically instantly. Beat production. Beat production, I got a 75. How I broke that up was chopping samples. I got an 86 out of that. I'm pretty good at chopping up samples, finding the parts I like, keeping them within the beat, and then making it sound good. I like that. Cooking from scratch, not too good at that at all actually. I got a 65 on that. Leveling out the beat, I got a 75. So overall I got a 75. And that's all right. Where I really tend to shine is voice. So that's singing, rapping, and writing. Writing, I would give myself a 96 out of 100. The reason I give myself a 96 out of 100 is for the past 9 months, at least 4 times a week, 2 hours a day, I would wake up and write for at least 2 hours, which would equate to about 1 to 2 songs because I could write, a song an hour, um, maybe even a verse an hour sometimes if I'm running slow. But my writing is pretty top tier. I'd compare it to a lot of the great people. I'd compare it to J. Cole. I'd compare it to Tory Lanez. I'd compare it to Russ. I'd want to be on that par. Now, am I as good as them? I'd like to think so. But my rapping, a 92. I feel like my flow has gotten a lot better and I'm a lot smoother with it. though I might need some alcohol in the studio to be a lot smoother with it, I am a lot smoother with it. Singing, 73. It needs work. I feel like I'm kind of finding my voice into where I could get solid pitches and I could get solid melodies. Am I Chris Brown? Hell nah. Do I wish I was? Hell yeah. So it's like, I'm pretty close, but I'm kind of just breaking it down a little bit like that. Those were all three. You know what? I'm gonna just go through all of them just because I feel like if somebody wants to watch through it, it's pretty cool for me to see like rating myself. Before I did this, I gave myself an 88 out of 100. After I found out I'm a 75, and it gave me a lot of hope because I have a lot more room for improvement. So my next one, self discipline. As you can see, the charts are all different. This is what self discipline looks like. The reason they're all different, honestly, is because I don't really got nothing to say. I just switched it up. I just wanted to see what would look better as a graph. This one's all right, but this is how I broke it down. What is self discipline? Resisting temptation. That's what I got as like the main three subgenres of self discipline: resisting temptation, delaying gratification, and control of emotions. So, breaking down resisting temptation, lust avoidance, greed avoidance. I broke those down into avoiding lustful connection and sexual discipline for lust. I'm abstinent for the past 2.5 weeks now, and I got my girl. She taken care of, but me no nut. Greed avoidance. I got a 56 out of that because I'm supposed to be counting my macros, and as of lately, I haven't really been counting my macros. So how I broke that down was counting the macros, 65 out of 100. Um, Screen time, 62, and then junk food, 50. Especially in the past 3-4 weeks, I feel like I've been really on the go. I hit the studio 2 times a week. If I hit the studio, I'd drink and I'd smoke. And then, that leads to bad decisions and it's a downward spiral. So that's something I got to take within myself to correct. After that, I got delaying gratification as one of the main subgenres of self discipline. That I got an 84 in. Now I broke that into patience, 79.5. Long term thinking, I got an 87.5. Now, my tolerance and composure, my tolerance is a 73. It's a little bit low. I feel like I got to raise that if I want to be around people who are more tolerant, of course. And then my composure at 86. I feel like I have a tendency to be able to be calm, cool, and composed, but sometimes I lose my shit. So I got to get that together. Now, long term thinking, I broke that into prioritization, strategy, and resilience. Prioritization, I got an 88. Strategy, I got an 84. Resilience, I got a 91. And that added up to an average of 84. How I kind of calculate it is the ones at the bottom, I kind of look at it as a video game. There's a lot of video games. I'm pretty sure like so 2K is like this, but I think it's a little bit different and it doesn't stack up. I think I want to say like League of Legends is how like you get an overall up and then you unlock a certain overall that you could climb to. That's kind of more what I'm going for. Now I might have just butchered that, but it's my own theory, so I don't care. I do care, but I'm bound to fuck up. I forgive myself. So I got an 84 overall. How I did that for patience was how do I find the median for patience? I'll do 73 for tolerance and composure, 86. I'll add those up and divide them by 2. That's how I got a 79.5. Now, for long-term thinking, my subgenres for long-term thinking were prioritization, 88, strategy, 84, resilience, 91. I added all three of those up and divided those by 3 to find the median. And my median was 87.66, 87.5. And then I added up my patience and long term thinking and divided it by 2. That's how I got 84. So that's my delaying gratification. My control of emotions, I got an 85. I think I'm pretty good at controlling my emotions. I think I got a lot better. I think I used to be pretty hot headed. If shit didn't go my way, I would have tendencies to lash out, and that's something I took within myself to correct as much as I possibly could. So that's what I did. Now, managing and modifying emotions, I would say I got a 91. I'm good at the deep breathing. I try and meditate twice a day. So, it helps keep cool, calm, and collected. Appropriate responses. So, there's a lot of situations where I could have spazzed the fuck out and I could have brought it to the point where, all right, I guess I'm fighting this person. But in the long term of things, fighting anybody isn't going to get you anywhere. It's not making any of us money, so why are we doing it? So I choose the appropriate response. I chose the high road out. I got an 84. Emotional outlet, 77. The reason I got 77 out of 100 is because journaling, meditation, and exercising, my journaling and meditation has been lacking a little bit. I've been doing less journaling and less meditation than what I usually should do. Like, I've probably been doing one meditation every 2, 3 days as of lately when I used to be doing it 2 times a day. So that's something I gotta correct, and that's something I gotta get within myself. Self awareness, I got an 87. How I broke that down was understanding of emotions, recognition, understanding of others' emotions, and understanding of my own strengths. That I got an 87, 78 on understanding emotions, recognition of my own emotions, 89, understanding of others, and 92. I feel like I've become a lot more understanding of others and in turn a lot more patient. And then 88, understanding my own strengths. I feel like I'm pretty well known throughout myself of what I am capable of and what I'm not capable of. But, you know, that's how it goes. So I did that for wealth. Wealth, I can't even lie to you. I got a 59. I'm not where I need to be in wealth. But, I went to San Diego with 35,000 and I quit my job 3 months in. So you're going to run through your savings pretty quickly. I'm not gonna break that down because I am a little bit embarrassed, but I'm owning up to it. So that's something right there. Other than that, I got power. Power I broke down into three simple ones: charisma, fortitude, and influence. Charisma I got an 88. Fortitude I got a 67. Influence I got a 72. I feel like I could be a better salesman of myself and of my capabilities. My charisma is pretty high. I'm pretty charming. And my fortitude, my mental fortitude, I think I could get a little bit better. Power 76. So I spent 6 hours. I got myself a little book of all this stuff. Should I do a money spread that I've done through this? I want to create an Excel sheet and I want to track weekly how I could add my attributes, how I could pick up consistent habits to better myself throughout this journey, how I could control my bad habits and pick up better habits to, if I'm a 75 overall right now and I'm running into 82s, 83s, I think the cool thing about this is I could have an 87 overall voice, 73 singing. Um, I forget what the rapping was. Writing was a 96, and then I think the rapping was a 92. If I'm an 87 overall in just delivering a message on my music and my beats are lacking, but I could find a producer that's a 95 overall. Biz the Demon, a demon with it. I think he's doing a rebranding though. He's a 95 overall. I'm an 87 overall. We're probably going to come together and make a 92 overall song. Now, I'm low in my engineering skills, so if I take it to engineer, pay that 300 for the 4 hours to make the song, and I get a 93 overall engineer, that song's going to be a 91 to 93 overall. Just off that, just off us being independent within ourselves, but teaming up together and creating a much higher overall than if we all were individual. That's interdependence. I learned that from the book Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. But yeah, this is a video game theory. I kind of broke it down. I hope y'all understand it. I kind of ran through it, and these sketches I got to make better. I hope you can see the sketches too. But yeah, Love y'all. I'll be back with another video soon.